Hello, Potterhead Running Club. We are here today with Laura Fiorelli and Dan Cohen from Music and Memory, our charity partner for the Pensieve 10K. Thanks so much, guys, for joining me today. This is awesome to have you here.
Great. Yeah. Great to be here.
So real quick, how did Music and Memory get started?
So in 2006, I was listening to the radio, and the journalist was talking about how iPods are everywhere. Everybody has their own music. And I thought, well, that's not necessarily true. Young people, certainly, others. But if you're older and you're in a nursing home or a hospital, you don't have that, right? So I Googled iPods in nursing homes. In the US alone, there are 15,000 nursing homes, and none of them were giving people their own music the way the rest of us have our own music. And so I called a nursing home where I live in New York State, and I said, look, I know you already have music, you have live music, musicians coming in, karaoke, other group music, but can we see if there's any added value if we were to give each person their own playlist, their own music? And they said, sure, come in. I came in with my laptop and 3 iPods, and it was an instant hit as people would just light up when they were reconnected with their music. And that's how it started.
Wonderful. How do you choose the nursing homes that you guys partner with now?
So nursing homes really sort of self-select. We can't go to a nursing home and say, do you want to do this? Because very often we'll be sort of not necessarily greeted. It's got to be something that the whole nursing home, the management really wants to do. So we put out there all of the success and the benefits of this to all of the nursing homes, and then they raise their hand, yes, I want to do that. And they come to us because we have the sort of the understanding of how to roll this out in these very structured kinds of healthcare organizations so that everybody gets their music who can benefit, and they know how to charge the music players and how to figure out when people can't speak and tell you what they love, how to still figure out what music that's going to resonate with them. And so yes, we're now sort of have between 4,000 and 5,000 nursing homes,
wow,
hospitals, home care organizations in the U.S. and around the world that have adopted this approach.
That's awesome. So when someone has difficulty speaking, how do you determine the playlist that is going to work for them?
So if they have difficulty speaking, we'll go to their families first, family and friends, and we'll say, what music did they play an instrument when they were young? Did they love musicals? Did they love religious music? Did you sing with them when they were young? Who knows? Who was around with them?
Yeah.
Did they go to concerts? So we'll sort of do digging that way. Maybe there's an old box of long-playing records sitting in a closet somewhere that'll give us a really good tip-off. Or if there's no one around, and actually half the people in nursing homes, and there are 1.5 million people in nursing homes in the U.S., half of them never ever get a visitor, ever. So and 90% of them, their time is idle. There's nothing to do. They're waiting for the next meal or med or something to happen. So if you or I were in a nursing home and your friends and family aren't visiting, and you're sitting around, not doing anything, it's kind of a recipe for decline. So what we'll do for those people is we'll sample music. Oh, you were born in 1930, you're whatever, 87 or so years old. When you were 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, the top songs during that time were, the following songs, and we'll start sampling. We'll play the music one at a time, 10 or 15 seconds each, and which ones they respond to. And that one they responded to, and then this one, and now we'll slowly build that list.
Now, what is the science behind the correlation with music and memory? I know that there's some science behind that people have been researching and looking into.
It's really interesting that music, even though with dementia where you get to a point you can't even recognize your own family members and you can't speak, but there's the music, unlike other senses, our sense of sight or smell, lights up a very small part of the brain. Music lights up much of the brain. So the parts of the brain that endure despite dementia, that's still there till the day you die. And that's why we can tap people. And even though people don't, they lose their memories, they don't lose their emotional sort of system. that's still intact. And our love of music isn't a thought, oh, I like this song. No, it's a gut thing. You react to it, and so they still have that. So with dementia, there are different benefits that the people's own music brings. So with dementia and advanced dementia, music, we respond with our full brain. So parts of the brain that are still intact till the day we die helps us to remember the music and respond to it, even if we can't recognize our own family members or speak. For people who are in pain, it turns out that pain signals in the brain at one point go on to follow the same pathway as music signals. And so the music helps reduce the perception of pain. There's research around that. When people listen to their music, people who are likely to fall when they're old, lose their balance, well, they tend to be sharper and they're able to keep their balance more. People who are high anxiety and maybe be given anti-anxiety medications. Well, the music relaxes them and now I can calm down. I don't need the anti-anxiety medication or the antidepressant. And so that's what's very exciting about this. We replace specific drugs like antipsychotic drugs, these anti-anxiety drugs and such, with the music very often.
Now, there's I know there's in nursing homes especially there's a lot of downtime. A lot of people don't get visitors and whatnot, and I imagine that the music is quite the companion for them during these downtime periods.
So it's funny, when I started this, I thought the end goal was to put headphones on people because that was my goal. But what I learned was that music actually can act as an accelerant to relationships. People want to be more social. You got to hear this music. This reminds me when I met my husband. And so happiness, research on happiness for everybody depends on our 2, 3, 4, 5 really good relationships, good friends and family. In nursing homes, you lose that. But if you're more social with the people that are walking around you just saying good morning, isn't it a nice day? No, it's good morning. Oh, you like Frank Sinatra? Oh, let's turn on the music now. Oh, I went to a concert. Oh, this and that. And then things happen and feel better about themselves, and their relationships sort of rekindle and grow. And then people are just happier.
Yeah. Now, is the program with the nursing homes still evolving? Are there new techniques or strategies that Music and Memory is employing?
So we're always learning. So with these thousands of nursing homes and other health settings, we have these thousands of people running those programs, and we all share. Every week we communicate with 10,000 dementia care managers globally with new approaches, new ways that people have determined. So one individual in a Wisconsin nursing home discovered that for people who couldn't swallow anymore because they couldn't remember how to swallow, their dementia was so bad, but when they had their own music 30 minutes before it was time to eat, they remembered how to swallow. Where's the music in my mouth? Is it time to swallow? They didn't choke, they didn't die. So and then there's research that's been published on this as well. So it's just something we learned from putting the music out there and having all these people experiment with it, use it in different ways, share it back, and then we share it with those 10,000 people globally to use it with all of those folks they serve.
Gotcha. So now there's the nursing home program, but you guys are also assisting home care providers.
Yeah, well, we actually have something we could show you about that today.
Show and tell. I like show and tell. Show and tell is good.
So we have a kit called Music and Memory at Home, and I guess I'll get this open and we can.
And these are the kits that we are helping to raise funds for.
Yes.
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 So it says, what song brings you back? And then inside is everything someone would need, headphones and the music player, a Bluetooth waterproof speaker, which is important for people at home to be able to use it when they're bathing. Sometimes people are resistant to bathing. We have a go bag, meaning if someone's home, they need to go to the hospital. Oh, grab that music. If we're going to be sitting in the emergency room for 12 hours, we need something to keep calm. We have a copy of the documentary Alive Inside, which won the Audience Award at Sundance. And we have, manuals to really help people. The goal is to make this easy. A lot of older people are not as tech savvy as the rest of us. And so our goal is not just, here's the equipment, but here's how to use it. Here's how you can be successful with it at home, how it can be used by the aides, by the family, and as it can follow people through the healthcare system. Somebody has a heart attack, as my father-in-law did. He was all set up at home. He had 200 songs. He had headphones. He had a speaker. He was healthy, but then he had a heart attack. In the hospital, he had his music. In the nursing home, he had his music. And when in the hospice, and then he died. It changed. It improved his whole. He would have been a real grouchy guy, but he was engaged and happy, and the staff then had a better time with him.
Yeah. So now, Dan, you are the founder of Music and Memory. Laura,
Correct.
how did you get involved with Music and Memory?
So I have been working with Music and Memory since 2016, and I work as a communications associate. And so part of that is, internal and external communications and social media as well.
Wonderful. Now, what is your is there a personal connection for you when it comes to Alzheimer's and dementia?
Yeah, I mean, my grandfather had dementia, and actually something that we did sort of, in his last year, and he was with us, is we created a playlist for him. And, I had already been working here for a few years when his dementia really started to get more serious. So I think that, having all the knowledge and experience, from working at Music and Memory, helped me and my mom and his friend, handle it a lot better. And I saw firsthand how music really did change his day. It helped him when at nighttime. Sundowning is a very common thing for people with Alzheimer's or dementia. They start to kind of get worse at night. Yeah. And bring him his music, and he would sing and he would dance, and it was like seeing him from years ago. So yeah, that personal connection is there for me, and I think for a lot of us here, a lot of people who work here or who know Music and Memory, everyone has that personal connection to it.
I absolutely do. My grandmother suffered from Alzheimer's. I barely knew my grandmother before the Alzheimer's. I only have a couple of memories of her prior to the Alzheimer's, prior to her going into a nursing home. And she was 10 hours away in Wisconsin. We're from Nebraska originally. And she actually, when she was 19, used to work on the railroad in Wisconsin. And she was known for singing to her customers. And when we discovered Music Memory, when Music and Memory was nominated, it really brought me back to remembering visiting my grandmother in the hospital, and the Alzheimer's was bad and the dementia was very bad, and she couldn't really articulate words, but she would sing, she would hum, and she was making her own music involuntarily. And there's a part of me that really wishes that Music and Memory had that something like that had existed 20 years ago. 25 years ago now, when she had Alzheimer's and could, I think it would have helped because music was such a huge part of her life. But Alzheimer's touches all of us. I think everyone has been touched, has a relative, family member that has suffered from Alzheimer's and dementia. And that's why this event is so important. These kits, it's the Music and Memory at home.
Music and Memory at home.
Music and Memory at home.
We've taken everything, all the nursing homes and such, and put it into a kit for so that people at home, because most people, 4 out of 5 people, really with dementia live at home. The rest are, nursing homes and such. So, and they have a tough time at home. So this is just a wonderful fundraiser. We're just so appreciative of what you're doing.
So if folks want to donate an old iPod or MP3 player to Music and Memory, they can do that for free, right?
Yes, we have they can go to the musicandmemory.org website, and it's a button, donate your iPod or device, and they can print out a free prepaid label, slap it on an envelope, send it in. So either iPods, and they need to be working, no cracked screens, or SanDisk players. Those 2.
Okay, so SanDisk players, unbroken iPods. Don't send them the one that you accidentally dropped in the toilet. Don't do that. That it doesn't work anymore. It needs to be functional.
No headphones, no speakers. We're not allowed to use used headphones, just hygiene purposes.
Hygiene,
They're very picky. Yeah. And speakers, it's a one-off. We try to have standards. So if there are 100 people in a nursing home that have something, so the nurses understand how to use it, on and off buttons and stuff are the same on all devices.
That's really important, especially in the nursing homes, and for you're giving instruction manuals. It's difficult to have an instruction manual for dozens and dozens of different varieties.
Exactly. We know how different MP3 players can be.
Right. All right. So SanDisk players and iPods, folks, if you want to donate those, go to musicandmemory.org and donate those. But don't forget to go to potterheadrunning.org and sign up for the Pensieve 10K, because we're really excited about this. The whole concept of the Pensieve is being able to re-examine old memories. And it's a magical bowl that you can literally go in and delve into with your memories. But music has a similar magic when it comes to helping people relive those memories. So just to close it all, is there any other things you want to tell us about what's going on with music and memory? Any big things on the horizon?
Well, I would say really to everybody who's listening to this to think about using it in your own family, who are the older relatives or somebody who's been in the hospital for anything, to help out. So many people have that tech savvy, it's no problem sort of skill, and find out from them, well, what music do you love, and set them up. It'll be just wonderful for everybody involved. That's probably the most important thing. We just keep on trying to get this to everybody who might benefit. In hospitals, every New York City public hospital runs music and memory. The VA in Texas, the nursing hospital in Australia, run in the UK for your members who are around the world. The Netherlands, Israel, Argentina, France. All of these countries are running music and memory. Germany, Switzerland, Canada. Hey, everybody should think in terms of their own family members who might benefit. So somebody, grandparents, somebody might have dementia. Use your skills. You have the tech skills to find out from them and those in your family what their favorite music is. Get them set up. They'll really benefit from it. If you know somebody in your family who's in a nursing home or assisted living community or in a hospital or wherever they are, then ask them, these organizations, can you make sure my relative gets their music? And in fact, everybody there, have them, can you run music and memory the way thousands of other of their peer organizations are? And it's a win for everybody. It's a win for staff and leadership of all of these facilities for many reasons. So, and that everybody watch Alive Inside, which is on iTunes and Amazon Prime. It just is a really good Alive Inside story about music and memory, and it won against 4,000 other U.S. documentaries submitted at Sundance, and so people will love it. It rates really high in IMDb and such.
Yeah, I think it helps too when you're telling people about music and memory to show Alive Inside or clips from Alive Inside, because when someone listens to their music and all those memories come back to them, it really changes their whole affect. They come alive. So it's very visual, and that's been an important tool in getting people to understand music and memory.
Because we're all experts on our own music, right? We've all had music as long as we can remember. And when we talk about, music has this extra magical quality to it, it's hard for people to connect with that. It sounds nice, but sort of how is that really possible? They've never seen it. So the videos like Alive Inside or this Henry video, which is the world's most viewed video on dementia, help to really connect people viscerally with this. Oh, I get it now, and I'm going to make sure that people get this benefit.
So folks, go check out the video Alive Inside, and that's thank you for sharing that. Thank you guys so much for what you do and for what you're doing to help people, to help families, and help those with Alzheimer's and dementia. We are absolutely thrilled to support music and memory with the Pensieve 10K. Folks, get out there, sign up for the Pensieve 10K. Go check out a Live Inside video. Go check that out. But don't forget to get your Pensieve 10K and your Pensieve 10K shirt. All those proceeds are going to be supporting music and memory for those music and memory at home kits. So again, thanks you guys so much for joining me today, and have a wonderful day.
Yeah, thank you. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye. See you guys.
Bye-bye.